We are here awaiting the sunrise, and I'm going to say some things that I don't like about the new Panasonic S5 Mark II X. The first thing that I didn't like about, actually not the body, not the camera, but the launch of the S5 Mark II X. Panasonic flew a number of YouTubers, reviewers to Japan for 5 days. They stayed in Japan for 5 days for the launch. All expenses paid. I don't know if it was effective as a marketing tool and it made a good effect on the sales, but what I'm sure of is that it raised the price. Where do they offset the expenses for these YouTubers? What I should have done if it was me is that I'm gonna use the club Panasonic to launch the product, and probably the club members are gonna be happy, and of course probably the price is gonna be lower, and that's good for the consumers. We actually have a very good sunrise today. Unfortunately, it's too thick down there to get a good foreground, and I don't know, it's even dangerous. There are snakes sometimes here, poisonous snakes. Right now I'm just gonna take pictures of the sunrise using the Panasonic Lumix S5 and the Mark II X, and let's compare them. I'm going to zoom all the way to 60. Let me see if there is a difference. So this is a beautiful sunrise. Probably we're gonna take flight and get some drone shots for this. Now while I'm preparing this drone, I'd like to talk about the second thing that I don't like about the Panasonic S5 Mark II X, and this time it's in the body. I was hoping that it's gonna give us 60 frames per second uncrop, but I don't know what happened. I thought it was a new sensor, and still there's a crop on the 60 frames per second mode, and it's kind of disappointing because you expected that Panasonic with video as their main selling point. They have very good videos, and then 60 frames per second crop, so you'll have to adjust the framing if you'd like to use 60 frames per second, and that's one disappointment. one of the most dreadful thing in this new camera is that the battery is not as good as it was in the S5. When I was shooting side by side with the S5, both video and photos, it drained the battery so much faster than the S5, the original S5. I was hoping though that somehow Panasonic should have thought of this and made a different battery, or something like the Nikon style, that they had the ENEL A and then B and then C, which increased the capacity. So I wish they had done that. Now, the Panasonic S5 had this battery charger, separate battery charger, but you can charge it through the USB. Now the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark IIX doesn't have that. Now you have an extra battery. Charging would be kinda pulling it out, putting it in, and charging it through the body, and that is not just good. I don't know who had the idea of removing that. Terrible idea. The last thing that I don't like about the system now is that, okay, it's capable to broadcast live, but the setting is kind of messy and difficult. I was hoping that they just designed the system to be like a plug and play, and then you can just use it, but you have to go through the app, and then if you want to use the LAN or the Wi-Fi, it's kind of difficult to do it, and it's not perfect. It's kind of flunky, I should say. Now, it should have been much easier at this point in time, but it isn't. So those are the 5 annoyances that I have with the Panasonic Mark IIX of the S5. And they're not so big. You can go around them, but I hope it would have been otherwise. I'd like to talk about our next project, and the project is going to be exciting because we're going to go around Japan, many places around Japan, and we will test the Panasonic Lumix S5 Mark IIX against the original Panasonic S5 in the different genres of photography. So maybe we will go for landscape, and then portrait, nature, wildlife, sports, journalism, and anything you can think of. I think I listed 10 of them. And because these cameras are very good for videos, we are going to make a short film which will be featured in our channel. So that will be coming up. And with that, we're gonna go home. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again on the next one. Goodbye.